Alright, I told y'all this was coming if you've been watching the channel for at least like the past 3 videos, but we got a tool review today on the TOPDON TS001. And on the bottom right hand corner you can see that this one is specifically set up for Android. It's okay if you don't have an Android, they do have others. So let's go ahead and, even though this is already unboxed because I've used it a couple times just to test out, let's go ahead and do it for the first time for you guys on YouTube. So go ahead and remove this from the little cover, and already it comes in this nice little case with their branding on it. Feels really durable, honestly. I like it. Little cord for it, which you can kind of just dangle it from, but we care about what's on the inside. There's the camera. This is a holder. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to hold. I think it is the camera. Let me see real quick. Reading the instructions. This is all that they give you. And nothing's really labeled, but as you see, the little holder part that I was talking about is right there. This here, the cord with it, little settings and instructions, the case, and the instructions. All right, so I think the app tells you how to set it up really realistically, but nice little power cord for it. This is a weird, wait a minute. Let me go ahead and put this up. I don't see anywhere where this plugs in onto except for right here. So, okay. So you could plug this into your computer and download the images that way. That's cool. There's no on or off button, so I'm pretty sure the only way this works, or that I've been able to get it to work, is by directly plugging this into my phone. But it does have some very good high quality. I will say this, but this itself does seem very fragile. I wonder if I can put this in here. I'm not even gonna worry about this piece right now. On the little cover, it's plugged into the phone, so right now it is currently plugged into my phone. And the only drawback that I've ever had with this thing so far, in like the 1 week that I've had it, is I have an OtterBox case. I have to completely take my OtterBox case off my phone to use the camera itself. Like, you see how snug of a fit that is? On my phone right now, I probably have like maybe 1/8 of an inch space between the camera and my phone, and it's plugged in right now. But other than that, it doesn't really, it's not very heavy. I mean, I could still move, it could still sit on my little tripod piece fairly easily. It's not gonna weigh this part down. I mean, it's not really bulky to hold either. So let me go ahead and just start showing you guys some of the features and abilities of the camera itself on here, because it's actually pretty cool. This is where I have an issue with the product. This little thing right here seems very informative, and there's a lot of different settings and things you can play with internally on the app itself. However, the camera is like automatically zoomed in further than what my initial camera would be. And I don't know if there is really a way to adjust that. Actually, let me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was about to just completely poop on this product for its like the blurriness of the image, but it took me a minute to realize the knob right here, you spin it left and right to dial in the I guess fineness of the image you want, which is good. It is good. You can take videos with the app. The picture quality after adjusting it is very, very clear. I was able to take a picture of the mini split on the wall and get like an actual pretty far away viewing. And that's another thing. I wish you could like, you know, like you would if you were taking an actual camera or video. You know, I could sit here and pinch the camera to zoom in or to zoom out on my phone, but I can't necessarily do that with the thermal imager. But aside from that, again, it's very informative. The temperature scaling, it's hard for me to kind of like, it's hard for me to create that temperature scaling in here with the mini split and everything in the shop. So I try to take a couple pictures outside of the mini split, discharging heat and everything. But I don't like the fact that I have to remove my phone from my camera case to do this. So I understand this is a TOPDON, you know, this is a video on reviewing this little camera, but I just want to show something about the thermal imager I keep in my bag real quick. So you guys have seen me use this quite a few times. The Klein TI-250, it's literally, I think like $200 on Amazon. I don't exactly remember, but look, off rip, the camera quality isn't the greatest, but then again, I have this tiny little camera on the back. I can't zoom in on this, but I could, you know, obviously get closer with whatever I'm trying to look at. Let's just go look at the mini split real quick. The information it's giving me on the screen right now, the temperature color differences. I mean, this is just good enough for me right here, for me to be able to tell. I understand that, you know, dark blue is around 60 and peak yellow is about 96 degrees. The exterior of this building is all metal, so the metal is probably hot as balls, and you know the insulation, there's just bubble wrap right there, so that's probably containing a little bit of heat. The recalibration time on this Klein isn't that bad, but for the little size that this is, I'm not going to beat the price point on it. That little camera over there is, I think, like $350, $250, I don't know. This is not the product that I truly like by them, from what I've been able to see about everything else that they make. They make quite a bit of products. I almost said content. They make a thermal imager kind of like this. I think it's a little bit wider, but they make one you could put in your bag. You know, if you're a service tech and you're just trying to find heat spots and things or see where heat is being transferred to. So I'm not going to necessarily like crap on TOPDON, but I just don't like this version of their camera. I like, from what I've been able to see and read online, the one that looks like that Klein. And that's just where I'm going to leave this at. I mean, I'm glad they sent this to me to try it out, but for the practicality of my job, it's not suitable for me to, I can't justify spending this amount of money to then have to also take off my freaking, you know, phone case, take pictures, and use that on the job. Most of the guys in my field, you guys may already have like the FLIR handheld one, or maybe you have one like this. Maybe you bought the Klein one. I wouldn't be mad at the TOPDON version of the like handheld one that you don't have to plug into your phone. I've never been a true fan of the ones that you can plug in on your phone. And that's just where I'm going to leave this at. It's a very good tool. It's very informative. I don't see any real bugs with it. You should read the manual for it. The app does have internal settings that you can change, because initially this will come reading Celsius, but I was able to find out that it can read Fahrenheit. I just switched it over. There's a bunch of other settings that you can play with as far as like the distance. You can even recalibrate the camera if it starts to get black spots. So it's got a wide temperature range too. I think at full scale, I think it says like 150 degrees Celsius to like 500 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit, but I know it's probably freaking hot. So it definitely has more capabilities and functions than that. But the practicality of it for me, I'm probably just gonna either keep this in the truck or keep this at home for personal use. And still keep that one in my service bag. If you're a home inspector, maybe you'd want to buy this. I mean, I don't know necessarily exactly how deep into home inspecting you're going as far as checking out, like insulation, heat spots in in the ceilings or whatever, or even just checking delta T's from the HVAC vents. But just for potential every day-to-day use, if you're a service tech, I'm going to recommend finding their Klein version of this and seeing if you can justify the price. But definitely not this. They do make one for iPhone. I'll go ahead and put a little video in here of what it looks like. But it's pretty much the same thing as this. I think just a different color. But yeah, I'm not. I was thrilled to get it and try it out, and then after trying it out, I'm like, meh. And they're not paying me for this video. This was really just for me to try it out, make a video on it, and I'm happy for the opportunity to be able to do that. I think you guys should check them out. They do make a wide range of other products. Apparently, they have like a crap ton of like automotive diagnostic stuff. I was gonna check out some of their code readers because I've been meaning to get a new one for my truck. But this thermal imager, not a fan of it. The other one, I may have to look into seeing if I can get and trying that out. But other than that, this is my first time ever really trying to do a tool review. So I hope it wasn't too cringy. I hope it was somewhat informative. But TOPDON. If you want me to try out another one, please send me the square one, because that one, the tiny little square one handheld that comes in a little pouch, I would rather try that one out than this one. This one's a no-go for me. I'm sorry. Not to say it's terrible. It's just not one that I'm going to continuously use day in and day out like this other Klein one. So with that being said, I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.